here's the thing. Here it is. It's Friday the 13th, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Oh.
And then Monday is President's Day. So all this stuff is happening at the same time.
It is a triple whammy. Are you superstitious?
No. I wonder what Freddy Krueger is getting his girlfriend for Valentine's Day.
Oh, man.
Maybe he's getting his nails done.
Oh, he could
Her
be.
nails done. I need to get my nails
I
done.
hadn't even thought about something that bizarre and off the wall.
That is where my brain is unfortunately lying right now.
Well, I'm not superstitious. I had a...
I won't walk under a ladder, though.
You will not?
Well, you never know. Stuff can fall in your head.
Oh, okay. Or the President's Day. I've been getting all the emails about all the President's Day sales.
Really?
now
I
for
haven't
2
got one.
weeks.
I haven't got one of them.
Oh, yeah, I've got a bunch. It went from Martin Luther King Day sales to Valentine's Day and President's Day.
I've got married 2 cards, and that was my whole presents. She bought me some
That's
candy.
nice.
I already gobbled it up.
Well, good for you.
Welcome to podcast number 8.
Whoa.
I can't believe that. I'm Joe Farace. This is Barry Staver, and we're here again talking about all kinds of photographic related subjects. And we want to start off with feedback, and Barry, as usual, has some feedback from our main man, Ed.
Well,
who
I
always
do.
has something clever to say.
He's great. Pixels,
We love you,
grain,
Ed.
and cookies. I remember tossing that around way back when we were starting to do number 1 or 2 podcasts at the library. The time has gone.
We're up to number 8.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about where we are in the sweepstakes in a little bit after you talk about Ed.
Okay. So Ed wrote to us, thanks for explaining how to manage 2 cameras at once. You bet. Just sling them around and
Don't smash them into one another.
or into yourself. He's going to look for an R72 filter to ease into infrared. I think that's cool that he's starting to do that. And he says he lives near Phoenix. Lots of palm trees available.
Oh, man.
Wouldn't that be nice just
Yeah.
every day to go
Every
out?
day.
Yeah, man. This is funny. His wife is wondering why he's always looking for cookies every time he watches this.
Well, you can never have too many cookies. I think.
No. Are you going for Oreos? Because, see, I had an Oreo phase many years ago, but it went away for a while, and it's come back with these podcasts.
You know why it started, right?
The pancake lens.
The
Look,
Oreo
and
lens.
We set it right
and
on 'em.
you, the next podcast after that, you brought in Oreos.
I did.
And you held them up to your eyeballs like this.
I do remember
And
that.
then that was it. And then your son came up with the idea, Matt Staver, amazingly talented young photographer.
Oh, for sure.
And he said we should be pixel, grain, and cookies.
Yeah.
And it's as good a name as any.
Oh, I think it's just fine.
And I wanted to mention that our last podcast was the 3rd most popular of the 7 previous ones, which goes to show that people don't care that was long. It was almost an hour. The length, as long as the content itself is interesting. And all your stories, especially the one about the gorillas, was just fabulous.
Oh, nice.
I really enjoyed the gorilla stories. I
Well,
think
we-
everybody else did too.
We keep setting the bar, and we seem each time to at least get up to the previous bar and hopefully push it past.
And now we are up to 202 subscribers. We are really ripping through it. And my new goal is 225 by my birthday, which is May 21st. If anybody wants to send presents and or cookies, we'll take cookies as
We
well.
will. Oh,
And so if we get to 225 by my birthday, that'd be great. So we only need to get 23 more. So if you're not subscribed, please, doesn't cost anything.
just hit that button, right? Is that what
hit
you
the
do?
button,
Yeah.
and it'll let the algorithm know that people are interested, and maybe more people will watch our little act.
Okay. Or it's
We
an
are the
act
Laurel
now.
and Hardy of photography. I am Oliver Hardy. Which reminds me. Okay, so we're going to talk about the news. Do you have anything new? I don't have anything new. I haven't had anything new in a long time.
Well, I would just jump back to that infrared for a minute and say
Really?
that I was down in the Caribbean area over Christmas and New Year's, and at your arm twisting, a bit of arm twisting, I took my infrared camera and one lens and shot some infrared. And I had fun doing it. I'm glad that I took the camera and took the time to do it. Although many times when I was out walking and I did not have the camera, the clouds were just beautiful and pristine and would have been great infrared images. And then the days I took the camera, it was a clear sky. And quite honestly, I didn't want to take that camera every time I went out and walked and did something.
Well, it's not light, but it's not heavy, you know.
No, but many times I was not wanting to have something to carry.
I wonder if converting, if anybody's interested in converting, that maybe a good first infrared camera, maybe an overall infrared camera might be a point and shoot. A point and shoot that had, especially like a point and shoot that had maybe an APS sized sensor, APS-C sensor.
Could they convert that?
Yeah.
Convert anything.
Yeah,
right?
they convert most cameras, not every camera. But, you know, it'd be small and light. That'd be a thing to do.
It would.
I'd like to find one that has a CCD sensor in it, because I'm still obsessed about
Well, I know you
CCD
are.
sensors.
Well, let me know what you find, and then we'll pass it along to Ed if the bug has bitten him well enough.
Yeah, I really think that'd be easier, because if you have a little point and shoot, they don't weigh anything. You can.
Yeah. Well, just quickly then, and also what's new. I've done some show and tells, but my trip was included some snorkeling. So I got this for my phone. I've used these before, but I got a newer, bigger phone. And on my first snorkel adventure, of course, I shoved this down in there, closed it up, and got out and was trying to make it work. It didn't work, and I looked online. Once this is in the water, there's something about the physics or the whatever that makes the finger touch through that not worth a damn. And the directions that many websites...
Is the pressure? Because, you know, if you're snorkeling, you're not very deep.
Oh, no, I was holding it a foot under. You know, on these newer phones, there's a side control button. And
what's that do?
It lets you control the camera the same as pushing the button here. So every site that I looked at said, well, just use those buttons. Well, hell, I put this camera in, and this case is so big and padded, it didn't work. So bottom line...
So it keeps it dry.
Oh, it kept it dry.
But you can't use it.
I got one picture of a fish 20 feet down. And then it was just struggle to put up with the damn thing until I got back on the boat and left the camera there for the next dive.
That goes to show you. If you had a real camera and a real housing, you could have taken real pictures.
Well, you can get real underwater housings for phones.
That's a real housing for phones.
No. I mean a real solid one that would go in and...
You know, like a plastic one.
Yeah. So, that's my only news to people who are going to be heading to the water over spring break.
Don't get one of those for your phone.
Oh, get it for the beach for splashes and stuff. It's fine. And when it's dry, you can use it. But when this thing is in the water, it's unusable, in my opinion.
And you know, it's a good one. It's a Pelican. It's not like it's some Brand X Chinese knockoff.
Yep. So that's it for anything new. And you have nothing new?
No, I guess I'm just so boring anymore. I can hardly stand it. But that leads into cookie time.
Well then, you want me to do the honors?
Yes. We don't even have to cut it.
Yeah, the first time I cut it open, not realizing we had ripping.
Oh, it looks nice. These look nice. Let me see. Let me see. These are Oreo with
look.
Reese flavors.
It says peanut buttery cream with Oreo cookie crumbs. There are little crumbs in there. My vision is showing me little crumbs.
This table is clean. Mary cleaned it for us.
Well, we're going to crumb it up. So, is it worth biting into?
It's different. It's still not knocking Selena Gomez off my number one slot. I don't know. It's good. I don't think there are any bad ones unless somebody made a coconut one. Snoopy doesn't like coconut
I taste a little peanut butter. Yeah, I'm definitely, when you're not looking, going to grab 3 or 4 of those to take home with me.
It's crumbly. I don't know. I'm putting it at the bottom of my list so far.
Oh my!
But there's no such thing as a bad cookie.
Okay.
We should try some non-Oreo cookies next time.
Well, you think we dare break with that tradition?
God, would the camera blow up or something?
Well, I don't know. We've had enough other issues. We don't need another camera issue.
Who knows? There's always... They have the new ones, which are a superhero, but all it is they have superhero faces on them.
Yeah. You know,
That's
two
not-
bites and it's gone, so who cares?
Yeah. You know, it's okay. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not hating it.
Okay. Well, that's good. Nothing worse than spitting out a cookie on live TV.
Oh, that would be so funny.
Well, don't give me ideas just to be a smart ass guy.
So now we're moving on to our talking cameras segment, which
Okay.
our topic of the day is black and white and color photography. But I wanted to start off with looking at things from the film perspective. Way back when, I dug this out.
Okay.
This is what we used to have.
An assignment.
This is an assignment form that we would have next to the phone because that's the way things operated back in the old days. People would call you up and say, hey, can you do a job for us? And so we would get all their information. But one of the things we would ask them is, what kind of film type? Now, this one is not as old as some of the others because it has a digital option, but it still has black and white, color slide, or color negative.
Okay.
And then we had a box here on the side where we would actually estimate what it cost.
What a great form.
We wrote all this down, and then we'd call back and say, or we would do a assignment confirmation form, which they would sign. It would say, this is what we're going to do, and this is what's going to cost. Sign it here and send us your money. And but we have space for film and processing. So when you used to shoot, and even when you were doing people, you were still doing regular assignments, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. That was just one client of many.
But people would call you up and they would say, I want you to shoot something. Would they always tell you that they wanted black and white or color?
Well, back then it was always black and white, except
Always?
the cover. The entire magazine was.
No, for the magazine, but for your other assignments, commercial assignments.
Other assignments. Oh no, that would be part of the conversation.
You didn't have a little form like this.
No.
I could have given you one of these.
Well, had I known, I mean, you even have color coming out of that printer with color bars at the top.
Yeah.
And I see a place for a fax number.
Yes.
So that's been around a while.
Yeah.
Who has a fax now? I mean, it's still available.
I had a
right?
fax line. I actually went to a dedicated fax line at one point because when I was doing camera reviews for Shutterbug, the companies would email you a loan agreement, and then you would fill out the loan agreement, and then you'd have to fax it back to them. So for a long time, and then we got to the point where they would email you the loan agreement, but then you just shoot it with your phone and send them a JPEG.
All right. Yeah, I used to go to a fax store that was about a 5-minute walk from my house in one of those packaging stores.
And you
That's
didn't
where I
have your
faxed.
own fax machine?
No, never had a fax machine.
You never had a fax
And
machine?
never did a fax thing through the computer either. No.
Wow.
Nope. Faxless. But for me, for assignments, I just used one. I didn't bring the prop, an old yellow notepad. And I just scribble what I needed
Well,
to
see,
scribble
this would
on
then
it.
go into the folder, the client folder, along with any expenses associated with the job, and
Yeah.
that would tell us everything about them.
Well, I eventually got to folders instead because there was too many sheets of paper that you would just juggle. So that was my disorganization.
Well,
Yeah.
see, it's funny because you were a business major, right?
Yes.
And I was an engineer, which that made me very anal retentive about keeping all my ducks lined up.
Yeah. No, I just started asking the questions. And then as the years went by, I had, I certainly printed forms of what gear to pack for what type of job. so I could check off to make sure I was bringing all the right equipment. And in terms of the assignment itself, before a call with somebody, I'd start to write down some of those things, what they wanted.
Well, this way
That's foolproof.
You didn't forget anything.
Mine was subject to forgetting something. Like if you forgot the cost of processing the
Because
film
we have things like here, like the location of the shoot and also the on-site contact. Because lots of times the person who called you might be out of state, but the person you actually interfaced with was a local person. And so they were two different people. And that was important because who was going to be the person who was going to write the check? That was the most important part.
Because I had a couple of occasions where it was that situation. Corporate headquarters out of state gave the assignment. I got to the site and people looked at me like, we don't know anything about it.
I cannot tell you how many times that happened, but mainly when not assignments, but when I was shooting stuff for Shutterbug. Like Olympus made two different versions of Ferrari cameras because they were a sponsor of Ferrari. And so I went to the Ferrari dealer and I said, I'd like to come in someday and shoot your cars with this Ferrari camera. And they said, great. Well, you can come in next Tuesday. I said, great. And the guy who was the general manager or the sales manager said, great, okay, do that. So I come in on the appointed time. Where's Bob, the sales manager? He's not here today. The people did not know a thing about it. Same thing, right?
Yep.
They don't know anything about it. You're there and you're wondering what to do.
Yeah.
This is what it's like in the real world, kiddies. This is the way it is.
Oh, man.
Which gets back to the black and white. Was most of your stuff black and white then?
Oh, it was. Certainly all of the magazine for People, but the other magazines, Time, Newsweek, Sports Illustrated, they were all color.
Oh, no kidding. So you're shooting chromes for them?
Oh, yeah. And People went to color at one point, but fortunately they worked off of color neg.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But that's what the newspapers were doing too, with color neg when they went to color, right?
No, they did chrome at first.
The Post was
when
chromes?
I wasn't at the Post, they did chrome, and so that meant they had to have lighting kits and train photographers in how to set up the lights.
Wow.
And you can imagine at a newsy kind of an event what that involved.
That's never going to happen.
No. So it was chrome, and then it went to color neg when I went back there to be a photo editor.
But then it's so easy to process with the C41 machines and all that.
Yeah.
You processed right there at the building, right? You
I had the machine. Yeah.
But there was no black and white at that point.
No, it was all color at that point. Did it always run in color, or did they do some conversions?
Well, you can always
make it was all color then.
You had a darkroom where you could make prints?
No, not second time I was there. It was all digital.
Oh, geez.
It was all scanned in.
So that's very interesting to me. But back in the real world where we all live now, let's see, what did I say?
Well, the black and white versus color in those film days.
Well, what about shooting color right now? Is everything color or is anything black and white? What happened to black and white?
Well,
that's a good question. Whatever happened to black and white
over time? Certainly.
Nobody wants black and white because everything is online.
But I often convert photos, even from my phone, to put on Instagram. I just like the way it jumps out at.
So that brings us to the aesthetics of the medium and not just the hardware, software.
Right.
So it's an aesthetic decision. Mm-hmm. I find that I used to shoot more black and white than I do now. But I still shoot film, but I still shoot more color, but mainly because it's easier to get it processed. If I want to get color negative film processed to go take it down to Mike's camera, he turns around a couple of days, sometimes even 2 days. If I want to get black and white, it's very hard to get locally any good black and white process. Back in the day, there were There was even a lab called B&W,
There
right?
was.
They were like the best ever black and white lab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just...
In by 10 in the morning, out by 12 the next day.
You didn't even think about it.
And they even used fiber-based paper for contact sheets.
Oh, man.
Do you remember that, or do you not remember?
I don't remember that. No. But it was easy.
It was easy. There were lots of labs. I mean, we had many labs, and they would do your black and white with no big deal. It was no big deal. But now it's a big deal. I send my black and white film to California, to the darkroom in San Clemente, because it's the only way I've been able to get really good black and white.
Okay.
And they do a pretty good job on those scales.
Well,
So what makes you decide to take a color image that you shot digitally and make it black and white? What's the thing that pushes your button?
I'll just kind of look at it and just in my head, I'll convert it to black and white and look at it.
Mentally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all a mental thing. And it's just kind of a spur of the moment, how I'm feeling.
Is there any subject matter that specifically triggers that? I mean, some subjects demand to be in black and white.
Oh, I think a lot of them, in my mind, since I come from that black and white world, because when I started, that's all I did was black and white. That's all. Yeah, but back in the newspaper, even in college, for the college paper, and then the People magazine work. So it's just ingrained in me. I've had people look at a black and white image and say, they'll just stare at it. They don't understand. They want to know where's the color. They really, it shocks them.
So it's a culture shock thing that we live in a world of color. I mean, 99.9% movies and TV are all in color.
Oh, yeah.
It's rare that something's in black and white. So when confronted with something in black and white without color, they don't know what to do with it. Their mind can't process it.
I think that's part of it. But then you'll find an ad campaign that'll run in black and white because they want
that attention.
Yeah. So I guess maybe I'm thinking that way a little bit too. But it's more for my attention than it is for the viewer. Because I'll shoot something and it's like, oh no, that's color. That needs to stay in color.
But when we shoot our infrared, not to get back to that topic, but most of the time, it's black and white. All your images you made in Mexico.
So far have been just black and white because I haven't yet mastered doing all that color work on them.
It's not hard.
I know
it takes.
It takes sitting down
and the more you do it,
yeah,
it's just like anything else in photography. It's just a matter of practice and stuff. I like it. In fact, I was talking to somebody the other day. I showed Cliff a couple of images that were the same image or made at the same place at Hudson Gardens. That were actually was at the same tree in the one down by the path that goes that way where the bench where we sit.
Yes.
I showed him 2 different pictures with 2 different color schemes made with Photoshop. And so the sky's the limit. On black and white, you have less. It simplifies, but it can be very dramatic, though. And a lot depends on the composition.
It does. And to me, the black and white always brings out the character of a subject, especially in portraits.
A few minutes ago, we were looking at a portrait of the late Daddy Bruce.
Yes.
That was black and white. I can't imagine that in color.
No.
It's just so much of his personality you can see. You kind of remove the emotion of the subject and get to the root of who he is and what he looks like.
Or I'll say you keep the emotion of the subject and you get rid of the color because your brain starts to look at an image and it'll, look at that red shirt he's wearing. Look at that. Look at that yellow. And then you start to look at all the color and the composition and you lose the content, in my mind, of what the picture was.
It's like, I have no idea what color shirt Daddy Bruce is wearing.
Right. It doesn't
matter. We'll have to drop that picture in here because my wife took it. It's a fabulous picture. Oh, he's got a hat on too.
Or the background.
So all of a sudden he's got a red shirt and a brown hat on.
Yeah. That's going to
Then
change your whole outlook of that.
That's a different picture of Daddy Bruce than the picture of an amazing human being.
Well, maybe we could drop a couple of comparisons, stills into this video of something in color and black and white. I could easily do that.
Well, if you got them, just send them to me.
Definitely.
We'll put them in here.
Sure. But I mean, let's say you're doing real estate shots or pictures of rooms and things. I think
They
want
got to
it
be in color.
But portraits, no. Not or other things just jump out.
Well, you brought this book. What can we show everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Every one of those pictures is in black and
Arnold
white.
Newman's, this is one of his incredible books. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not. He has done just these are all black and white images. And they're, I don't know if we should be putting any of these up on our, I'll just turn to a page.
I can put some links to some of his images.
I mean, you look at the person and their face. You see the wrinkles. You see the expression in their face.
And in fact, if you look at the work of Karsh too, Karsh of Ottawa, Yosef Karsh, I mean, both of those guys are masters of the black and white portrait.
Yeah, I mean, this one here. If that was in color,
it would be too busy.
It'd be so busy that you would miss the point.
What it is, it's a portrait of the guy. Otherwise, it's a picture of the room with a guy in it.
With a person in it. Yep.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing.
So that's the difference. And for me, it's just kind of, I just eyeball it.
What I used to do for glamour images, because social media is so obsessed with pictures of women with hardly any clothes on, I would do all of those images in black and white just to avoid any censorship issues, because it simplifies everything and makes it like, okay, it's not in your face.
Okay.
Whereas color is, and so I've changed that attitude, by the way, and now I just do them in color and say, ban me. And Instagram has done that several times so far.
Well, another area with black and white and color was the bit of wedding photography that I did for a number of years. Because I had many black and white images in portfolios I would show to prospective brides-to-be and their moms, because they're usually the ones that come in to talk to you. And I would say that 90% of the people that would look at those would go, wow, I love that. Black and white. I want some of my pictures black and white.
Because it was classic also.
Classic. And none of them ever asked for a total black and white wedding. But I will tell you then, of those 90 people, 90%, there was maybe one or two that I can remember that wanted any black and white images for themselves after their wedding was shot. All of that, wanting the classic look, loving the black and white, was just out the door. I thought that was just funny.
For a short time, black and white infrared was very big in wedding photography.
Black and white infrared?
Yes. If you look at my infrared book,
okay,
there's one in the bookshelf somewhere. I have a whole section of Utah photographer of his black and white wedding work, and it was all infrared, because you got the white trees and the white gowns, and it made it very dramatic. It was very popular for a long time, and then it's like everything. Wedding photography is very fashion driven, and what was exciting,
trendy.
It's just very trendy. Things change a lot, but for a while they were going for infrared black and white. Mm-hmm. I mean, once you shoot it in infrared, it's infrared. Yeah, and so they wound up doing that. It was very popular for a while, and the stuff looks fabulous. It really looks fabulous.
Oh man!
So you probably can look online and just Google infrared wedding photography. I think you'll find some really dramatic images.
Well, that brings up Another question. Did you have a lot of clients that wanted some black and white and some color
Yes.
in the film days?
Yes.
That was just it wasn't a total cluster, but it was just a nightmare to deal with.
We handled it by shooting with Hasselblads with color neg in one back and black and white in the other back, and just swapping backs.
Oh.
Or two photographers, and one with a color and one with black and white. But so that was the way we handled it. And that was the advantage of the interchangeable backs. I mean,
it would have been, because I would take.
Well, you shot with Veronica's. They had interchangeable backs, didn't they?
Oh yeah, but I don't remember that being an issue then. I remember I would take two cameras, color film in one and black and white in the other. And again, if it's an event, something fast moving, by the time you've switched, unless you have identical lenses on both, I don't have identical
Well, that's the advantage of the backs, because if you got a 150 f4 on your Hasselblad, bang, color, boom, it's pretty quick. You can swap those backs.
Yeah, but for walking around at some of the events and things I did, it's tough
for
enough carrying
events,
two cameras, let alone to keep them separate.
Some people used to have little cartridge belts, like with backs. I remember,
oh yeah, I've seen the people.
They would have multiple Hasselblad. I never had one of those. So
okay, I just remember.
But they were heavy. Those backs.
Oh,
they weren't light, but the Hasselblads are still the lightest medium format camera. They were like a little over 2 pounds.
Well, I solved it by just recommending to people we'd shoot color and you could convert it.
You know, there used to be a thing called, I'm trying to remember, there was a paper that you could print color negs onto and make them black and white.
In the print?
Yeah, when you made the print. I forget what it was called. If I look it up, I'll drop it down here for people to use. And I made those, but it was never that good. It was never that good.
I would think you couldn't replicate strictly.
I mean, not as good as you can take a color digital file and make it black and white. You can make it look like whatever.
Yeah.
And there are programs like Exposure from Exposure Software where you can actually apply Delta 100, or you can apply curves from different actual films so that your color image looks exactly like it had been shot with Ilford whatever, or Kodak T-Max or whatever.
Well, I think there's those that's available in Lightroom with their.
I have no idea how Lightroom works.
Yeah,
because
there's
it's like a magic to me.
A lot of different black and white films you can replicate.
They're all presets, or what they call them?
Presets, they are, yeah. And again, they're in mine, but I haven't opened.
Haven't used it.
You know, like this job I just did on the weekend, this gala, not for a nonprofit. You know, I use Lightroom to just get all the images in there. And then I go through and I started to do some correction and then batch correction. And my very last step for me is to take one image and then I give it contrast, I give it clarity to give it a little more snap and sharpening. And then I batch all of them and then I export them to a reasonable sized JPEG and I'm off and running.
Here's the thing that just popped into my head from this conversation is that black and white it's not there anymore. It's like, who cares? That's very sad. I find that very sad. I mean, nobody cares about black and white anymore. Boy, I would like to do a black. I actually did a book. It's called, what's it called? Digital monochrome. I forget. I'll put a link down below of a book I did about black and white conversions of. And it was a hard book to do, actually, and I think there's still new copies around. But I think maybe it's dead. We're like dinosaurs. We're the black and white dinosaurs. We're the last frontier of people who give a crap about black and white. Does anybody out there care about black and white? Let us know.
Oh, definitely.
Tell us what you think about black and white photography and its place in modern digital world. Not so much in the people who are still shooting film, because we have to make a conscious choice of what kind of film to put in your camera. And there's lots and lots of, I think there are more black and white films available now than there was back in the heyday of film.
Is that right?
I think so, because there's so many more sources and so much
Well-
easier to make a black and white film than a color film.
Well, then we're not getting to the dinosaur age if it's getting that kind of.
We are, but when's the last time
you?
you shot film?
The last time I shot film.
Okay, now we're digging deep.
Long time.
Yeah.
'Cause
10 years?
Oh, more than that,
20 years?
probably. If not
Well, I
more.
mean, do
Maybe
you
25.
even have a film camera?
No, we do not.
I'm going to give you one for your
No.
birthday. Isn't your birthday coming
But-
up next month?
No, not till April.
Oh, I thought it was March.
Well, no, I can. I've set my Lumix cameras to monochrome mode several times just to shoot, knowing that there was no color coming out of the other end.
When I shoot in the studio, and what I'll do is when I'm shooting a model, depending what they're wearing, what their colors they're wearing, I'll say, let me shoot one like this in black and white. So I switch the camera to black and white.
Okay.
And then more often than not, it looks pretty good because it's like you said, I had it in my head.
Yeah.
I visualized it. And so I leave it in black and white, but I shoot RAW plus JPEG so that it's set in monochrome mode. So the JPEG file is black and white and the RAW is color.
It stays color. Okay.
So I give the model the JPEGs and she gets all these black and white images. But I have the RAWs and I convert those using software because I have more control. Now, most cameras will let you dial up a red filter or a green filter or something like that.
Yes, they will.
In monochrome mode. But I prefer to do that later
Oh yeah.
from the color image using, my favorite
Okay.
is Silver Effects. But that's what I'll do in the studio. But the RAW, the JPEG, gives you the option of going either way. Or I also tell them, I say, if you like one of these images, but you'd rather see it in color, I can do that for you too.
See, that was bringing a question up to me. You shoot 2 or 3 with the model and show them, and she looks at the black and white and says, "Oh, that's great. I love it. And then you're all done with the shoot, and she says, "I changed my mind. I want the color picture."
And we still have
So
it because
there
it's
you
raw.
go. Yep.
We got the raw file.
Good deal.
So it makes it, but I shoot RAW plus JPEG anyway, because I typically give the model the JPEG colors. And I use the RAW for any kind of processing or any kind of the stuff that I do with the photos later.
All right. I'll do the raw JPEG. So I have the raw.
You shoot
as a
raw and JPEG too?
I've done it more and more in some extreme light issues with some of these events, even because the lighting changes so much. In this last shoot I did at this gala, I had 5 images where the color was really wonky because the part of the room they were in was off. So I used the JPEG files for 195 of the images and had to work on the RAWs for only 5.
So
That's
it's like
pretty
a backup.
Backup, totally backup.
So does that camera have 2 slots, card slots?
It does.
Do you put 2 cards in, one for RAW and one for JPEG?
No, it just puts it on both.
So you put 2 cards in?
No, 1 card, and it puts both files on the card.
Right.
So
But
then
if you put 2 cards in, you could
I
have
could
one
split it.
RAW and
I
JPEG.
have done that on occasion.
Or you could back it up, or you have duplicates,
Right.
which I think if I was doing weddings today, that's what I would
Oh
be
yeah,
doing.
duplicate for sure.
Like duplicate the cards.
Exactly.
But like I said, we've come full circle. That black and white is a niche, and it's a really tiny one.
It is. Because
Well, that's kind of sad.
I mean, back
Aren't you
in
sad?
the days of roll film and those Kodak cameras, and a family would have the camera, it was always black and white for the
Well-
longest time. All the pictures of me when I was a little kid, they're all black and white.
Sure, because color came in way before that. Color came in 38, 39 was the first Kodachrome.
Oh, okay. But just for prints
But-
that people
but
wanted their family.
I
wanted
don't
to
know
color
when
an egg.
Kodacolor was invented.
I have no
That
idea.
was the change, because shooting Kodachrome, first of all, the original Kodachrome was really slow. It was,
25, wasn't it?
oh, no.
Slower than
Not in
that?
1938.
Oh.
In 1938, 39, it was like 8 or 12. I'll look it up and drop whatever the original Kodachrome was.
Oh, man.
And ultimately worked its way up to 25. And then we had the best film ever made, Kodachrome 2, which was 25 or 32. I can't remember anymore.
Okay.
And that was like the best color film anyone ever invented. Do you remember Kodachrome 2? It was like so beautiful. It was the most beautiful film.
64 was when I first.
And then they came out with two, the 25 or 32, and then the 64.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really fast film.
Back then.
Because there were no fast chromes. The
Oh.
fastest chrome was 160, high-speed Ektachrome.
Chrome.
You could push it to 320, which people did.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fuji came out with 800 color neg, and that was like, oh, that solved all your problems.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what are we shooting at here today?
Well, we're down at 400.
Oh, we're down to 400?
Oh, gosh, yes,
Wow.
we've been doing those.
Man.
But at this event I was just at, I had to go to 3,200. And in this, honestly, with this camera, it doesn't handle low light very well. But it does it well enough to look at
Even shadows. I saw in even in the studio where I was shooting with a lot of light and everything, I could see some noise and shadow areas that.
with a smaller sensor or
With that
large?
small sensor,
Oh,
yeah. In
So
fact,
the advantage of a bigger sensor would be in those situations.
yeah, in fact, I'm trying to figure out how to do the shoot I have next week with 3 different cameras. I want to shoot it with Micro Four Thirds, I want to shoot it at full frame, and I want to shoot it at APS-C cameras. And then look at those and write about them.
Why? Oh, so you can write about the difference.
Well, I think we would assume that they would be better, the larger sensors. We can assume that.
Yes.
But maybe that's true and maybe it's not true. And how do you know unless you do it? And
Well, yeah. But if I had
And
a
if I
model
write it-
shoot
yeah.
that this model shows up, I'd want the best, simplest setup and just stick with it and get these awesome images. So you get these awesome images and you're swapping cameras back and forth. That's
I know,
more
it does-
multitasking than I can even comprehend.
I have to
doing.
admit that you are correct, and I have these reservations about that. When I know I can shoot with my GH4 and I know it's going to work and it's less brain damage.
Mhm.
But at the same time, then the engineer head part of me is in the back saying, well, maybe you should shoot that full frame. But then I have to use this big clunky camera that weighs twice as much. But I have much better lenses for my Canons than I have for. Well, I have a good lens. I have that one Leica lens, that 45-2.8. That's
Right.
like my favorite lens. But I typically only use that with continuous lighting.
Okay.
It's fabulous for anything continuous, LED, quartz.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Which again, full circle again, we're black and white. We're talking about black and white photography is dead. We have proclaimed it here on this podcast. Ladies and germs, there is no more black and white photography. We have nailed it and it's dead. If you shoot a black and white, God bless you, but we don't do it anymore. We don't care. Now I'm going to have to go shoot some black and white film this weekend.
You are, and
To
in the
kinda
next
cleanse my
podcast,
palate.
we're going to have to see if that's really true that it's dead or not.
Well, when's the last time you saw, don't count this. When was that book published? It was probably published 20 years ago.
Oh, if not, it's older.
I
than
bet you.
that.
Oh, it's older than
Oh
that.
my gosh, yeah. But I'm working with my sister-in-law now, helping her create a collage of images to go on the wall in her room where she does her weaving. And it's from images I took in the 80s, and they're black and white.
And
we're
that's
just
because
having
this
so
is
much fun.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
We're dealing with nostalgia.
And I'm not sure how they would have looked in color, but yeah, they'll be on her wall and they're just going to jump out at her as she's working with this incredibly nice yarn with all these different colors.
Well, that sounds like a
That
nice
just came
picture
to
by
my
itself,
mind.
actually.
Yeah. So,
You need to do a picture of that.
well, I probably will. Now that you mention
That
it,
sounds
for sure.
really nice.
We'll see what we
That
come
sounds
up
like
with.
you could write a blog post about making that picture for me. We could share it with the world.
All right.
So black and white photography is dead. That's a sad story. Do we have anything else to add other than asking people to like and subscribe?
Well, I don't think so. And the fact that we each ate a second cookie says something.
I don't know. I feel really wishy-washy about these cookies.
Well, I have a pack of the mint ones that I'd had around for a month or so. And
Well, I don't think they go bad.
no, but I think I like those better than these.
Absolutely.
And I like the cinnamon ones a little better.
Yeah, I
On
love
second
those.
thought. So,
I love that. Cinnamon's good for you too. You know that?
oh, I do know that.
It's good. Has health advantages. Which
So
Mary
how many
explained
cookies
to
did
me.
you have to eat to get a good cinnamon benefit?
Oh, probably the whole box.
If she were here, we'd ask her. And I will clean up the crumbs just so.
That's okay.
I have you see that on Instagram. People will post the
Really?
color shot in black and
Yeah,
white and
and-
say, which do you like?
Yeah, like what? And usually the black and white is not good.
Hmm.
I follow this
Have to
model
pay
in
attention.
Germany who mostly publishes black and white photos of herself. And every now and then she'll post a color. And the colors usually look good, but I still like the black and white better.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on how the
Okay.
people look. You know, some people just look good in black and white. There's more drama in black and white. Black and white has more drama.
It does.
You take
Certainly a character face is much better.
Well, you take a film like The Third Man. You can't shoot a movie like that in color. It's black and white, you know. It's not a happy movie. It's just film noir. Film noir is a black and white medium.
Yeah. And again, the treatment of that subject demanded black and white.
Nicolas Cage has a new series coming to Prime, not to make Bezos any more money than he has. That is, you can watch it in black and white or color.
Is that right?
The new series, and it looks awesome in black and white, where it's like a film noir thing.
Okay. So they had to have shot it in color and then
Yes,
converted.
or
So
like
you can lose some there if you're doing
in
a
the shadows,
color lighting and you might have lit a scene totally different
totally
for
different
just
in
black
color
and
and
white.
black and white.
Mhm.
Well, if
But
you
most
look at
people
one of the
don't
great
notice.
black and white and color movies of all time is Pleasantville. Have you ever seen that movie? It's a color movie, mostly at the beginning and end and middle, where the characters Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon are younger, and they go into a black and white sitcom. They are transformed into a black and white
not
sitcom,
seen
and all of a sudden you're in a black and white world.
Oh.
It's a great movie. It's kind of a
Okay.
sweet comedy,
All right.
and as they change what's going on in this black and white sitcom, color starts to appear in different things. Starting with like a rose, but then it spreads, and then people start being in color, but the rest of the people are all in black and white. It's a heck of a movie. You get a chance, maybe you get it from the library.
Yeah, I'm sure I could. Pleasantville.
Pleasantville. it's called.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, I recommend Pleasantville to you too. Please watch it. And
on that pleasant note,
yes,
pun intended.
thank you for watching. Please come back next month where we're going to have a much more interesting topic, even though I don't know what it might be. Maybe it's AI. Let us know what you think about AI and how it affects photography.
Oh boy.
So I think this was still our best ever podcast.
Yes.
He agrees, reluctantly. And we'll see you next time.
Have a good day.
And it's
AI will be a topic. won't it?
46 minutes.